King Solomon, one of the wisest men in history, is said to have had an African son. According to Ethiopian tradition, Menelik I was born from the union of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. When the queen visited Solomon in Jerusalem, they formed a bond that led to Menelik's birth. Raised in Ethiopia, Menelik eventually traveled to meet his father. It's said that Solomon offered him the throne of Israel, but Menelik chose to return to Ethiopia, taking with him something extraordinary: the Ark of the Covenant. Legend has it that the Ark, containing the Ten Commandments, still resides in Ethiopia today, guarded in a chapel in Aksum. Menelik became the first emperor of the Solomonic dynasty, linking Ethiopia's royal lineage directly to ancient Israel.
Did you know that I am of royal lineage? Yes, I am. From two different perspectives. First, I am from the family of King Arthur. Yes, that King Arthur from Camelot. You see, my family started and was living in the Welsh area until William the Conqueror came, and because one of his earls was killed, my family ran and hid in Scotland and adopted the last name Reed. My family then left England, left Scotland after many centuries and came into the Ohio Valley and then further migrated down to Virginia. Now, while in Virginia, my family's royal bloodline also comes from Shaka Zulu. Yes, that's right, Shaka Zulu, as well as Mansa Musa. So there is 3 royal lineages in my bloodline. You see, Mansa Musa, after he went across the northern Arabian desert and spread his wealth, many times did he also send and down to the Ashantis and other southern African tribes, and he had a royal daughter who was sent down to the Zulu lands and became the wife, one of the wives of Shaka Zulu, and bore out children. And when the British conquered South Africa, my family was shipped to Virginia, and upon being shipped to Virginia, they were purchased by the Reeds. So my family lineage is from King Arthur, legendary, and Shaka Zulu, legendary, and Mansa Musa, legendary. This is the same mentality that Haile Selassie had, that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church has, in the fact that they are claiming that this event happened. Now, notably, they're the only ones who are taking the Songs of Solomon and extrapolating their own storyline. And I figure if they can do it, I can extrapolate my own storyline as well. Give me about 10 minutes and I'll come up with some more. So this story never happens. It is only recorded in the Ethiopian church. And people like to say, well, the Ethiopian church is the oldest Bible. The one that what you're talking about is dated around the 15th century. The 15th century. Christianity didn't come to Ethiopia until 330 CE, when King Azana conformed or forced Ethiopia to become Christian. And in their converting over to Christianity at the time frame that they did, because the Roman Catholic canon had not been formulated yet, determined yet. They brought in and they were reading other books. This is why Enoch is part of their book. But this story of King Menelik I and King Menelik II being, King Menelik I being the son of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, or what's her name, Medika, that Queen Candace or Medika, I think it's Medika or something of that nature. I'm saying it wrong. That Candace is a title. That she went up there and she met Solomon. Well, here's the question. If Solomon was so wise and she was so captivated, and this Solomonic dynasty was established in the Axiom Empire. Why is it that the Axiom Empire was not Jewish? Why is it that there was not ever a large Jewish community in Axiom? Not even in DMT, nor in the Sabaeans, which is Yemen, or in Yemen. So, and all those people, the Sabaeans, the DMT, the Axiomites, all worship different gods. They worship different gods of the river, different gods of the sea, different gods. They all had different gods. None of them worship Yahweh. Not even a variation of Yahweh where it was a Canaanite Yahweh, no, or a Moabite Yahweh, or a Meridian Yahweh. Just no Yahwehs at all. So why wasn't there ever in the history of the Ethiopia, the Axiom Empire, why was there have never been a Jewish king? And even when Haile Selassie took it over, he became Rastafari. But humans will believe anything, any story to make them feel better, any story that gives them some level of happiness and joy and confidence in their ancestors. Well, there are plenty of stories of your ancestors that are true that you can lean on. The stories of Shaka Zulu is true. The whole part about Mansa Musa, that's not true. But the stories of Mansa Musa, true. The story of Shaka Zulu, true. The story of the Dahomey, true. The story of many of the Bantu people and the different variations of the Bantu tribes of people that came about. There are many kingdoms we can learn about. The Axiom Empire in itself and the lineage before King Azana are things that people can be proud about. Because this book has permeated society, Western society, so much, stop trying to force this book to be your history, because this book is not your history. This book has nothing of my history except for the Caucasian part of my history. But as far as the African part of my history, this book has nothing to do with that part of my history. My true African history has more to do with Ifa. It's more in common with Ifa. It's more in common with Quechua. It's more in common with the people of West Africa and Mali. It's more in common with the Dogons. It is not common with the Mediterranean people, the Levantian people, the Jewish people, the Canaanite people, the people of Egypt. My history, my ancestors, has nothing to do with them. And probably yours doesn't either. But y'all have a great day, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.